Greetings everyone and welcome back to Cosmoteer, where in the last episode we didn't fare too well. On the plus side, we got to see what happens when you lose a fight, so for science, I guess. Nevertheless, in this episode we're going to be trying to do a little bit better and improve on our performance in the last episode. Now, every time you start Bounty Hunter, you do start with exactly the same ship, and this ship tends to, well, it kind of invites you to build the ship out in a certain way. And because of that, I'm probably going to try and do something a little bit different. And that little bit different is that I would really like to show off the way that cannons work in the game. Now, they add quite a lot well, there's a lot of industry behind setting up cannons. It's not just a case of adding power. You actually need to do quite a lot of building out for it. So we're going to lose this weapon system entirely, and in its place, we are going to try and place in a standard cannon right at the front. It's a fairly small affair. It's quite diddy. It's not too bad. It costs the same as a small laser. I don't know if it does better or worse, but one thing that it doesn't require is any power, which is actually really good. It means it's more or less immune to the electrobolt weapon. However, what it does need is ammo. So we're going to place down some ammo storage there. It also requires that the ammo is being made somewhere. That does necessitate some changes to the design of our ship, I would say. So first and foremost, I actually quite like the design down here, but we're going to move it out a little bit. How much is this costing? So far, isn't costing too much, which is quite nice to see, but that is going to go up fairly quickly, so don't get too hopeful about that one. I would like the reactor to be, yeah, we're going to move it down here, and this is where it's going to get expensive, because we are actually moving the whole reactor. Next up, I would like to move the crew quarters across, because whilst the cannon doesn't require energy, it does actually require quite a lot of crew commitment to get everything wired up the way you need it. Next, let's move that over. We're going to be getting rid of this one, I think, and in its place we'll have another fire extinguisher just about there. Should be fine. Okay, so far, so good. I mean, it's not good, but it'll do. What I would like next is to move the bridge section down a little bit, and let's just make sure that we've got plenty of doors so that we can access the various areas of the ship without any particular difficulty. Now then, in here we've got plenty of storage for ammunition. It might be worth getting some, either a reactor or possibly storage up there, and since the weapon systems tend to take the power faster, I would say the storage for the power would be better, because the reactor produces it reasonably slowly compared to it. If we were to place this, for example, we could have 2 storages around here. That would also fund our thrusters as well. Maybe. But first, we need to build the ammo factory. Now, this is expensive. It's very, very expensive, in fact, which is a bit of a pain. But we can just load the ammo straight up there into the ammo storage and then send that out to the weapon systems. Now, on the whole, this isn't a bad design in and of itself. We don't need any more power. We've got plenty. It would be nice to have extra ammo, extra power up here. Alternatively, we could just have this. We could just do away with ammo storage altogether and just have this leading straight in there. I'm not as keen on that, though. You may notice that this design actually has stuff along these walls, so we can't put doors. These 4 sections for doors, you can't place them, which is a bit of a shame. But that does mean that you have to kind of plan your way around a little bit more. Now then, I wouldn't mind having, perhaps, we've got a little bit of room left. We could, doesn't quite go, does it? Perhaps if we move this back a little bit, we could do that. There we go. That's a little bit better. It gives us a little bit better turning, I would say. But this does raise a couple of worrisome questions. Perhaps I should push all of my thrusters out a little bit more instead. Yeah, let's go ahead and undo a couple of those changes. We'll live with this for now because we're going to be changing a couple of things around. But actually, let's move these right down. And they can be right next to the reactor as well. That'll actually work out fairly well for me. We can just get rid of that for the time being. Just save on some of the costs involved. Now, we could have some weapon system over there. But I'm thinking, let's go just for armor instead. Let's just pop down armor all the way along here and just armor up the sides. Okay, I'm fairly happy with what we've got here. We are going to need to make some changes later on, but for the time being, this shouldn't be too terribly bad. So we're going to start our journey into the world of guns rather than lasers. I haven't actually played around with these too much myself in my own personal games, but I get the impression that they're a little bit more capable than lasers overall, or at least I would certainly hope so, because of how much more room you need to be able to support them. There we go. Let's just get all of that going. And there we are. Okay, so let's go and have a little bit of a fight and see what we can do. I think we could make this quite a nimble little craft. And there's a reason why I would like to do that. I am fairly interested in trying to see if we can set up a fleet of small craft and then just kind of have them just dogpile any enemies and see what we can do with that. Now, you've got... we could just try and burrow straight through rather than worrying about your weapon systems. But let's try and take those on, shall we? Also, how far away can my cannon work? My cannon can actually work much further away. That's reasonably good. I quite like it. Let's be about there. If we can maintain that distance, we're going to be outside of their range to fire on us, which would be quite good. We'd probably need a little bit more ability to slow down, though, unfortunately. But we'll see. Now, already our cannon is engaging the enemy from a reasonable distance away. Let's see if we can't just burrow through that weapon system there. The cannon shells move much slower, so they do require a little bit more work to aim, unfortunately. But we're already just trying to back up a bit. Have we lost something there? Ooh, yes, we've already lost one of the rear thrusters. That is tragic. And yes, we've already run out of power on our lasers there. That is a bit of a pain. Okay, well, let's speed things up and just see how this goes down. Can we zoom in? Yes, we can. Let's zoom right in. There we go. We win. But it's clear that we do need some sort of storage up there. Okay, so let's revisit that then. We do need storage, or at least a reactor around here to help us keep our weapons firing. Alternatively, we could go all cannons if that was something we wanted to do, and I'm not against this idea. Sure, we could try that out, honestly. Now, we could have this built there or a little bit further down, and I think a little bit further down would make a little bit more sense. Sure, okay, let's go all in with the cannons. I think that'll actually be quite fun. Right, let's move this out a little bit more then. I would actually, given that, I would like to be able to slow down a lot more. So, do we have enough money? We do not have nearly enough money to be able to make that happen. Well, I am going to move these out, unfortunately, even though it is going to be costly to do. Let's just get them out a little bit. In fact, we could just go for a small thruster there then, in that case. And since these are brand new structures, I could just push them down a little bit if I wanted to as well. Alternatively, I could do something like this instead. Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. It looks a little bit better. It does create some issues up the top, though. Because I would like to try and avoid having these as exposed. Perhaps I can rotate them. Now, it looks to me as if they can rotate more like turrets a little bit better. So perhaps if we do this, we may actually find that this will work out. We'll have to see. Let's set that up. So we've got plenty of ammo for our guns there. That shouldn't actually be too bad. We've got reverse thrust, quite a lot of reverse thrust, which is always good to see. How much is that going to cost? It's actually not going to cost us too much. So let's go ahead and upgrade these thrusters to larger thrusters. At that point, Are we still okay? Yeah, we're still fine with crew. The cannons seem to be much easier on the crew requirements and also, well, by far on power requirements. Let's add a little bit more thrust on the sides there, and then perhaps just put a tiny little bit of protection. Just a little bit of something to add a bit of shape to it, shall we? There we go. Let's make that so. There we are, and see how quickly we can get all of this set up. That's actually quite nice. They're carrying quite a lot of ammo at the time as well, which is actually pretty cool. They don't carry one bullet at a time, which is quite useful. Okay, let's get out then. This does, however, require power. So given that, let's make sure this doesn't run out of power and place in some doors there. Don't really need as many doors as we've got now, so let's take away some of those. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Let's carry on and make it so. Not very expensive, that one. And let's get over to our next opponent. Now, I really do want to see how these can manage turning. I'd be very surprised if they could turn fully to face forward, but I'd accept if they could just face, get a decent angle most of the time. So for this one, I'm going to be mostly interested in watching our ship. So let's zoom down a little bit and slow this down. I want to watch this slowly. What on earth are you doing there? You are actually rotating the cannon. Well, you were rotating in the wrong direction for a while. It looks like they can't, unfortunately. So we're firing with only one weapon system at the moment. That is quite unfortunate. I had hoped that would be a little bit better. Okay, so we might need to reposition some of this. Let's see how much damage we're doing, though. Oh, have we set fire to the enemy ship? Oh, is it possible that cannons do a little bit more fire damage than other things? Wow, they actually do quite a lot of damage, to be fair. Given that they are much slower to fire, though, or at least they seem like a slower firing weapon, and also that there's the projectile is slower in and of itself, that doesn't surprise me too much, because it would really need to balance that out a little bit. But there we go. We've managed to take out all of their weapon systems, and we are really wrecking them. Yeah, I'd go on to say that ammunition is much more damaging than laser fire, but this is definitely not going to work. So we're going to need to adjust that then. Can we do it while we're in a fight? We can. That's a little bit crazy, but okay. Let's swap those around. It looks terrible. I know. Trust me. I know. It hurts, but it'll work at least. What we can do with that then is reposition these up here so that we've got a little bit more of an ability to turn, and we can add in just a little bit of protection there as well. There we go. Now, realistically speaking, it probably would be better if I moved that back a little bit. Just because you don't really want the ammo to be right behind the weapon, because if they break the weapon, then they can just hit the ammo. And this is explosive. This blows up in much the same way the reactor does, for obvious reasons. It's ammo. So, given that, we may, with some of the funds we get from this enemy, go ahead and reposition some of those. We'll have to see, but let's have a look at how this is going. There we go. We've got many more shells being fired now. That is much better. I'm actually quite fond of the guns. They have their drawbacks, but they do seem to be quite effective. I think that actually got blown up due to burning there, which was quite funny. Right, now, unfortunately, 3 cannons does go through the ammo supply pretty quickly. Thankfully, they do seem to have quite a lot of cannon rounds stored with the guns themselves, though that could work to that could end up being a disadvantage when you think about it, because it could end up being a case that these rounds will be destroyed if the cannon itself goes down as well. Oops, we're going quite slowly there. Let's slow down. Let's get right in. I would like you to go for the main weapon system. Let's see. Also, you don't need to be remotely as close, so why be as close? Let's try and maintain your distance, shall we? Now, you were... I waited far too long to give you that order, so it makes sense that you couldn't adjust your speed in time, but I'm really hoping that you can. Where on earth are you shooting? I have no idea, but sure, okay. There we are. Most of them are actually missing. We're wasting so much time firing there. And actually, we did take out quite a lot of your engines at the same time, which wasn't as bad, but still, I feel that our crew are not particularly good shots here. And a large part of it is that the cannon projectiles take so long to travel. We're actually reversing quite aggressively, so the cannon shots are going backwards. What the dickens, I must say to that. Let's zoom in. Oh, no, never mind. Fire took them out. You know what? That wasn't something I was expecting from cannons, but if they do set fire, like these are explosive or even possibly incendiary rounds, then that is actually pretty interesting, to be honest. Pretty interesting. Right, we've got enough money to build our FTL drive. The cost of the FTL drive has come down quite a lot, actually, which is pretty cool. I'm thinking we do, unfortunately, need to move these around a bit. Let's give this ship... It's already got so much forward thrust. I don't think it needs any more, frankly. That being said, we could use this opportunity to move some things around, like so. Yeah, okay, and we can pull this down a little bit. The reactor can move down again, because again, the reactor is, this is the primary use of the reactor here. We'll just get in there and there. Actually, we don't need nearly as many doors as we got, so why have we got them? Good question. There we go, that'll be fine. And we can have, yeah, we'll pop these down there, so we should be able to move around quite a lot better there, actually. That's going to take us 14k just to do that, but it's fine. I'm fine with that. It actually looks quite nice, I think. We'll add this in at the bottom, and finally, I really do like having the FTL drive. Right, have we... Oh, we're just one too expensive. Oh my lord, that's so annoying. Okay, we'll get rid of these then. We were one too expensive. But if we place this around, you can see that this now shows us how effective, how efficient the FTL drive is. So if everything is in the green, then that's good. It's not perfectly efficient, but it'll do. I'll pop that in there. And so we're going to probably be paying... Oh, no, actually, we are perfectly efficient at the moment. But as your efficiency goes down, I suspect that the cost to make jumps goes up with that. But there we go. So that's all of the expenses there. We've got quite a lot of maneuverability now, though, which I'm quite excited for, because I think this ship really does need that maneuverability. I also feel that this ship is going to need shields. Really badly need shields, honestly. But there we go. Everything is running. Oh, I missed that. We didn't have a... Oh, no. I put it out a little bit too far. Oh, no, I can make the adjustment for only 100. That's fine. We will do that. And then we'll also add this in as well. There we go. Make it so. Wow. We've got a lot of room to expand, though. Right, let's head on out. Ooh, this little area is actually not the best. There's not too many low difficulty areas for us to fight. We may need to prepare for a bit of a rough ride fairly soon. Okay, well, let's get out there. Now, I would like to get an upgrade to the fleet. We'd like to get another ship. That in and of itself is quite expensive. However... First and indeed foremost, we need to set this up. Let's get all of that gone and then all of that. Now, I did check out the comments and we have got a name. What kind of color should this ship be? Let's go with something around there, I think. And we're going for more military. No, actually, I quite like that one. Let's go with that. Right, I would like the color of these to be possibly a little bit purplish. We need 6 tiles, and it looks like we've got that. Aavak. There we go. Perfect. I really like that suggestion when I spotted it in the comments. Well done there. Right, have we got any other bits and bobs we could pop down? We actually do have a few that we could probably pop down. Let's go for low decals. We could probably pop something like an underline or even just something across here, or even just this if we particularly wanted to. Something like that. even though that doesn't actually add that much, I kind of like that the way that just overlays over what we can see of the FTL drive from the outside. Now then, let's go and have a look at how we can do, shall we? Because I'm a little bit concerned about this setup. We don't actually have that much storage for our ammo. That is a bit of a concern. Perhaps it should be something we can look into soon. Right, let's go and have a look at you. What kind of weapons have you got? You've got a small cannon, much like I have. Okay, let's see if we can take these out. And again, there's no reason for us to be this close. So, nope. We want to be ideally out at max range if we can. So something like that would do fine. Let's see if we can't get in there. Never mind. They're turning to face us. So let's bring that out all the way. Sure, something like that would do. Let's slow down and to see how we can approach. Oh, we've actually got quite a lot of cannon rounds already in the sky. Fantastic. We can actually lay down quite a lot of firepower on approach, which is amazing. We've already done a massive amount of damage. We might even be able to go straight for the reactor and end this fight early. That would be fantastic. The reactor is already really, really struggling. We only need a couple of shots. Now, I would say that cannon fire, from what I've seen, seems to be doing more damage to armor than lasers do, and that would probably make a bit of sense. Lasers, realistically, would be doing damage by warming, by heating stuff up, and then perhaps deforming the armor plates and breaking them apart. Whereas cannon rounds are just puncturing the armor, though it looks like no one really cares about... oh, actually, can you just... maybe just fire there? Can we not? Are we out of... Ooh, what's happening with our ship? What's the issue? We do seem to have plenty of... cannon rounds in this. I'm not really sure why we're struggling here. Just approach if you can. Seems like our ship is a little bit too distracted with trying to get into the position I've told it to get in. So go ahead then, try and get a little bit closer and fire. There we go, that's what I need to see. Bit of a miss that time, but it's fine. If we can just burrow through. Cannons, oh wow, we've completely disconnected that poor crewman. That's it, he's just going to drift now. He'll shoot until he runs out of energy and then that's it. That was actually pretty cool. I like it. They have so much more penetration. That again makes some pretty large amount of sense when you think about it. Right, we did lose a whole armor plate, but that's not the biggest expense really. Perhaps we could do with having more cannon rounds being produced. Okay, let's actually address this then, because that is a bit of a problem. We've got plenty of cash right now, so let's pop these down. I'm going to pull this back a little bit, and this back a little bit as well, because I really, really would like it if we don't have to worry too much about massive amounts of destruction at the top. That seems really bad, actually. Let's get rid of that. We can filter through. We can even filter straight up. Yeah, that's a little bit more reasonable. Honestly, since the ammunition is placed on that side, makes sense for us to have access straight up there. Likewise, they can just get on that side. It doesn't really matter too much on that side. Yeah, that should do a little bit better. We could place down an extra thruster on the side if we really wanted to. We could place one here, for example. Sure, actually. And then we'll build up our armor a little bit more as well. It does make it look quite fat at the front, but it works, it works. Right, so we do need a little bit more crew. Perhaps we could get by with just a tiny bit more crew. We could even just pop the crew in there. That should do. We'll move the FTL drive down there a little bit closer. Allow these crew to exit here. There we go. Make it so. We'll hire all of the crew. Marvelous. Right, let's move on to our... Ooh, actually, we do need to make sure that this is all set up first. We've got quite a lot of stuff to carry up there, unfortunately. I could... see, we're starting to get to the point now where we've got so much stuff up here that does use energy, that maybe it would be best if this was energy storage. That being said, this doesn't require too much energy to produce, so I'm a little bit hesitant to go ahead and put an energy storage there right away, because right now it's a lot better for us to have sustainability in the fight. There we go. That should be fine. Let's head on out. There we go. And see how this fight goes. We've got an awful lot of just exposed engines. Any shot back here would be devastating. So let's add a little bit of armor now that I've identified that problem. Yeah, we'll pop the armor there in that direction. There we go. That looks quite nice, I think. There we go. Right. How close are we? The falling star. Okay, falling star. Let's just try and burrow through the front of your ship if we can. You're coming straight forward for us. So many cannon rounds already in space, moving straight towards our opponent. Marvelous. Missing quite a lot of them, though. Right, that one's already gone down. Fantastic. Sure, try and take out that thruster if we can. It looks like they might just swing all the way around. Okay, just go for the main cannon. Absolutely amazing. So much damage done with these things. I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I wasn't sure how I was going to take it, but look at the fires everywhere. Oh, so much destruction. This is fantastic. Okay. Actually, go for the cockpit if you can, the bridge. Just burrow through there where possible. It's got a little bit of damage we can repair. Only 401, but we did take damage to a lot of systems, unfortunately. We've run out of ammo so quickly, though. It's actually quite frustrating how quickly we run out of ammo. Perhaps what we should be looking at is not an increase in ammo storage, but an increase in ammo production. That might be something we could do. It's expensive to do, though. But, sure, we're going to add in an extra ammo manufacturing plant there. We'll see how that goes. It might be a bad idea, but it's done now, so there's not much I can do about it. I would really like to get a shield set up here, though. If I could place the shield there, we would lose some of our maneuvering. But if I sunk it just a little bit further back, it might not be as bad. We'd lose quite a chunk of armor, though, if I did this. But I quite like the idea of it. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll have to lose these. That does mean that these are massively exposed, though. So perhaps I really should... not sure. If I move this up a little bit, yeah, it'll allow the shields to shield the cannon ammo itself. Alternatively, one other thing I could do instead is this. Actually, yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Place that there, though. How expensive is this going to be? I do not know. Let's make sure that these can readily feed into each storage area. Make sure that people can actually get in there. Okay, that seems reasonable. They've got a long way, though, to carry the ammo is the problem there. That said, with 2 ammo manufacturers, we might not even need the extra ammo storage. So you know what? We're going to place that down instead. I would like this to be able to easily feed power to the shield systems. So we're going to take out the extinguishers there and place in a walkway. There we go. That should help out a little bit, though. It is expensive. We do need more power production. More energy production at this point. Let's get rid of these. Perhaps we could get by having 2 reactors. One there, and then get rid of this one. No, way too expensive, unfortunately. Okay, let's undo that. I love the fact you can just use Control-Z. This game is built so well. I've got to be honest, it is built so well. But hopefully that is going to dramatically improve the protection of our cannon system. So it'll reduce our outgoing money on repairs. and we can continue building up a little bit. Let's get everything charged up. There we go. Shields are fully powered, and we're getting plenty of energy stored there. Fantastic. That will keep things going. There we go. Right, let's get out there and have a bit of a fight. Now, I'm not sure if that cannon is completely safe yet, but let's just hope that it is. Let's zoom right out. Now then, what about you? What have you got? You've got just one little laser on the front. That shouldn't be a problem for us at all. There we go. And then just burrow all the way through. Very, very easily done. And let's head on out to this one. I think in the next system, we'll actually look at setting up the second member of our fleet. We're probably going to have to go up against some slightly harder opponents, though, and that is a little bit worrisome. Okay, nothing too dangerous here, I would say. So we're just going to go through this on play mode. We might even just be able to burrow all the way through. If we really wanted to, we could just back up. There is no reason why we would be within combat range here, but yeah, those shields are amazing. We didn't take any damage whatsoever. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more upgrades here. So we're up to 31,000. Not terribly bad. What I would like is to dramatically improve our reverse thrust. So I'm thinking something along these lines. In fact, let's turn on the mirror mode, because most of what I'm doing right now is mirrored. There we go. I would like, since we're getting to the point where we do need multiple reactors, I would really like to build these. If I could shut down the enemy craft before they get too smart, and actually just shut down their capacity to counterattack, that would be a much better way of dealing with this, I think. In fact, you know what, up here, given the space that we're using, we could just go ahead and have larger thrusters there for turning. That would actually work quite well, I think. Right, so with that in place, let's just place down a little bit of protection there. We are going to want a corridor going through. There we go. This would probably be a decent place for us to have some defenses now. So let's put a fire extinguisher in. There we are. Now we are very low on both, unfortunately, crew and very much power. With crew, we can fix fairly easily. There we go. That has done a big bit of help to restore things. In fact, we could just move these up a little bit. And then even get rid of these and replace them again with crew quarters. That's gonna set us up for quite some time. It is kind of annoying that my crew have to access the bridge through crew quarters, but it's fine. I think we'll be able to manage, I think. As for things over here, I would like this turned around. So now we've got a much better turning rate, I would say. And we'll pop these down there as well. Maybe even curl that in just there. That actually looks quite nice, I think. As for down here, sure, let's expand this out. It's going to be... We're, unfortunately, very exposed at the back right now. Well, that's just the way it's going to have to be for the time being. We want more reactors. That's the big thing that we would need back there. Oh, actually, we've really gone over our capacity there. Damn. I totally didn't notice that. Let's get rid of these then. There we go. That'll bring us down a little bit. That'll just have to sit like that for now. Actually, we should be able to place this down. I do wish that was a little bit more visible. I do struggle a little bit spotting when I'm building a little bit too much, where I'm allowing my creative impulses to override my accounting. But I think we've got a decent ship right now. It is going to be very expensive, and it's very slow to charge at power. Like, this one reactor is going to really struggle for a while, but we may be able to do something. Lentuzo, let's head over there. It's only 26 FDL fuel, so we should be able to make it. Now, we've got much greater capacity to slow down, which is grand. I may even replace this with another thruster, honestly, because we do need to be able to slow down much more than arrive at our destination. We need to be much more maneuverable, ultimately. Now, I'm worried that we are going to lose our ship here, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Nevertheless, fairly good chance of it happening. Alright, let's watch you now. We are charging everything up. There we go. Shields are live. Hopefully, we are going to be able to shut down the enemy ship pretty sharpish. Now, we've got a lot of reverse thrust potential now, so let's slow things down. I want to be able to attack you. Oh my goodness. Oh, actually, no, this is not a bad situation for us. Our cannons drastically outdistance those weapons. Also, they have very little effect on cannons. Cannons don't rely on power to work. Okay, you can just try and burrow through. Actually, you can just try and get it from there. That's fine. If we can maintain a safe distance, and this is going to be grand for us. Start slowing down, please. That's right. Slow right down. Just stay outside their range to fire back. I wish there was a bit of a better way to deal this rather than having to constantly change that. Oh, dear. That is super bad. Super duper bad. Okay, just getting closer, I guess. But your shields are going to go down super fast. Okay. Right. Well, let's have a quick look and see how this is going. Let's slow this right down. Because, unfortunately, my shields are going to go down, but you don't actually have much capacity to do damage to my cannon systems. That being said, wow, okay, what's happened there? We've lost people. I have no idea what's going on there, but we have lost people. That's very, very bad. I was expecting this to be fairly easy for us, honestly, but doesn't look to have been that way. What are we lacking? They're doing virtually no damage. They're just shutting down the systems. But let's try and maintain the distance that I've set up, if we can. Let's back right up and see how things go. Like, where are all my crew? What are they up to? They are moving ammo in there. Looks like my cannoneers are having to go out and get the ammo themselves, which is kind of terrible. Okay, well, your aim is really bad, but okay. We have got loads of ammo being produced, though, which is good. Let's zoom in on you, see how you're trying to compensate for us outdistancing you. Not a lot you can do. It would be great if we could take out your thrusters, but it's not easy right now. We're actually doing a fair old bit of damage, to be fair. If we can just get a couple more shots to actually be on target rather than just missing. Oh, I wish you were better at predicting. However, both ships are moving fairly quickly, so I guess that's to be expected. But we should be able to just win this simply from the fact that you cannot get close enough. We've got much more reverse thrust than you've got forward thrust. That being said, you could drive us back into one of your allies. Will you please stop missing so badly? Oh, thank goodness we're not like having to expend metal to make the ammo here. Otherwise, this would be utterly tragic. Let's speed things up a little bit, though. Oh, those look like they're on target, which is good. If we could take out some of your thrusters so you couldn't adjust course quite as readily, that would be grand. Looks like that's actually not bad, but we are backing up. I have no idea why they're firing so... They're such lousy shots. Okay, there we go. Let's hit some more of their thrusters, please. Will you please stop almost being good and then just disappointing me terribly? Oh, my lord. Let's speed right up then. There we go. Let's keep going. And yeah, we're just going to keep reversing. We're just going to kite them. There's no reason for us not to when we've got the range superiority. There we go. That wasn't actually terribly bad, and it seems that we're maintaining the fire rate as well, which I'm a little bit impressed with, honestly. Though that could have gone a lot better, in my humble opinion. Okay, so that's not too bad so far. We've got a fair whack of cash there now as well. Is it possible that we were hurting for power? That is actually a possibility. It could be that we just didn't have enough power to keep the fight going. Worth considering that one. Okay, let's pop these down. Actually, let's turn mirror mode off because that is not going to work. There we go. I would love to move this up there, but I'm fairly certain... Oh, no, actually, it isn't going to cost that much. Okay. No, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And just for symmetry's sake, let's change that around. In fact, for symmetry's sake, we'll also do this. Pop those there. There we go. Bump, bump. Now, we could, if we wanted to, build a little bit more crew quarters. Because I think a little part of that was crew to carry things around was a bit of an issue. Sure, we'll pop these in, but we just won't hire that many crew at once. We'll just get 6 for now. That should bring us a lot closer to our main goal. Honestly, I'm not as impressed with that as I was hoping I would be. I guess I am starting to have the problem where I'm kind of splitting my damage type a little bit, and whereas I should probably focus on specializing. We'll see. We'll see as we clear out what's left of the enemies in this area. Right, Flotsam. Now, Flotsam does have some shutdown potential. We could also just carve our way through to the control room if we really wanted to. I'd rather go for the reactor core if we can, and again, from a safe distance if we can. If they get close enough, then our shorter range weapons can take care of that, but ideally, I would like you to be firing. Oh, wow, you have really gotten so much closer than I expected you to. That is kind of bad. Please back up. That's right. Just stay back there for now. Hopefully we'll be able to repair in the moment. Because as long as we avoid taking damage for a while, we can repair. What did we lose? We actually lost nothing. We just took a little bit of damage. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, let's focus on our enemy for now. How are we doing in terms of damage? We're actually doing a massive amount of damage. We are being much more accurate this time. Fantastic. Broke that entire section off. They've still got a little power in there, so they're going to keep firing for now, but it's not really going to do them much good. There we go. If we can just get these to actually hit the right parts. Fire just consuming that whole area. Marvelous, I approve. We could probably just take out the bridge area. There we go. Yeah, we've got this one. Not a problem at all. Oh, actually, we're almost out of our own range. Wow, okay, that's that wasn't what I was expecting. Right, let's hire the rest of the crew and see how things stand. Actually, things are standing pretty good. We could perhaps do with a little bit more power, though. I'm actually going to say no to that, and instead we'll go for a power storage rather than extra power. I think that would be a little bit more helpful for me. Now then, in terms of my maneuverability, I'm fairly happy with what we've got, honestly. Yeah, I'm actually fairly happy with that. It is possible that I could set up some more cannons on the sides instead of these, though. That is definitely a possibility. I could set up a cannon, for example, here, and have ammo storage behind them. And then ammo production just a little bit further back. Oh, go on then. I don't think that we're gaining anything by mixing our damage types, basically. So let's go ahead and try and fix that. Though, that being said, perhaps it would be better if I did this instead. Something like that. Then moved all of this across. It's going to be expensive to do, but I think ultimately it'll be a little bit better for me. There we go. And we can have that just sat there, giving us plenty of reverse thrust. In fact, if we want to, we can create a little bit of a lip there to just guard that thruster a little bit more. In fact, we can do something very similar over there as well, and we can keep the fire extinguisher that way. Yeah, you can completely encase a shield. In fact, you can completely encase a thruster. As long as you put nothing here, it'll work. So that is a completely legitimate way of doing it. It does feel a little bit cheesy for me, though, and I generally don't like it. It feels like I'm cheating. But there we are. That's actually pretty cool. Let's get down some ammo storage. We'll pop it a little bit deeper in. In fact, if we do that, let's have this move. Oh, no, I don't want to move the door. I love the fact that you can just grab the doors, but I rarely want to just move a door. There we go. That seems good. And then we're going to want some more ammo production then. And we can place the ammo production right there. We don't strictly need access over here as a result. So let's get rid of this door right there. That seems reasonable. And sure, let's pop a door in through there. And then we can place down a little bit of extra protection. Very expensive, just a little bit too expensive, in fact. So we'll get rid of this for the time being, just so that we can afford to make this. But yeah, I quite like this. I'm quite liking it. Would I be able to move these without losing too much money? Yes, I would. In that case, let's place these down as well. There we go. Yes, I'm very much liking this. Very, very much liking it. Place that down. No, we can't afford that one. But we will be able to afford it once we finish all this. So, with that, we're going to expand our cannons out. And, I've accidentally made a much bigger ship than I was intended to. I wanted kind of a bit of a fighter, but I suppose it doesn't hurt to have a more capable, well, this is far from a capital vessel, but a stronger central vessel for the fleet. The only thing that our energy is now powering is our thrusters and our shields, which is fine. I'm happy with having the ship be a little bit more specialized. In fact, we could possibly do with moving these down and having shields protecting outwards so that stray shots won't easily be able to hit us. We'll just clear this up. I had really intended on building up the fleet in this episode. That was actually one of my goals. Alas, that doesn't seem to have been what we've done. But if this ship survives, then it can be the basis of the fleet in the next episode. We'll see about that. Let's get over there to our enemy. Let's go ahead and focus in. You've got a few weapons, actually. Let's take this out if we can. And then just burrow through where possible. Let's pull us right in, just in close enough to attack. But otherwise, hopefully we can slow down in time. Let's start firing those reverse thrusters now. Slow down, slow down. Oh, okay. I guess you don't have to if you really don't want to, but I would have liked it if you had. Right, let's actually watch how this one goes down, because you've got a similar range to me with your one cannon. Thankfully, you don't have the sort of weaponry required to take out my shields at this point. Now we'll just reverse up. We've already taken out the biggest threat on your ship, and we should easily be able to burrow through there. Yeah, the cannons are working amazingly well for us. All of the Dakar, it seems. All of the Dakar. Absolutely brilliant. We've taken a little bit of damage. There we go. Let's go and have a look at that. Just a tiny bit of damage to one of our armor plates. That is quite fine. Quite fine indeed. Right, okay. So, as I was saying, let's go ahead and actually move this across a little bit. We could burrow that in there, though it would be exposed. I don't think it's necessarily a terrible thing to have exposed. I say when actually, yeah, it probably is. Okay, so we've burrowed that in a little bit. Now, could we actually afford to do this with a shield? And would it benefit us? I could have a shield. No, not easily facing forward, unfortunately. If I moved that thruster up, I could do it. Alternatively, I could have it out on that side. I mean, realistically, that thruster is more useful to me than having a shield in that position. But if I placed a shield here, it would give me some protection on the sides. It's not a great position, though. That would give me protection on the back. Don't really need that, though. I could push that thruster up, though, and have access to it through the side. Let's see what we can do with this, actually. Seems like a reasonable setup. Let's do this. This can go at this point then. Unfortunately, this whole corridor now is a bit of a problem for us. The shields I have no problem burying inside. The thrusters, it's the whole idea of, well, where's the thrust going? If it's hitting my own ship, that doesn't seem like it would make sense. The shield, honestly, I would have no issue if the shield didn't need to be exposed to the outside. That seems to just make sense to me, but that's just me. On this side, though, we could actually do a couple of things, in fact. Given that we've now expanded this out so much, we could really start to place these thrusters out in corners. Yeah, all right. Something along these lines, perhaps. And we haven't really got enough to continue to expand this out. But I'll place that down all the same. And build this down too. It's not a great design on that side because of this, but in fact, actually, let's pop all of that back just to save on expense. Oop, that was wrong. Let's save on the expenses there a little bit. We'll keep this where it is, but I do think having a larger thruster pushing back would be quite nice on this side. In fact, we could do something like this without any issue. Right there. Except that does look a little bit janky, so let's push this back a tiny bit. So more something along these lines. And then that goes down there. Perfect. Actually, it makes sense to me that it would be designed that way, though we could move these down a little bit as a result. Costs a little bit too much to do. Well, once we've killed the final enemy here, perhaps we can finish off this design, and we'll be in a fairly good position. We've got plenty of shields now, so that's actually quite nice. Though, that being said, this is now in a bit of a weird position. Damn it! Should have thought about that one. Also, there's no way in there, which is kind of annoying. Let's undo that completely. There we are. Make sure there's actually a way in at the very least. There we go. They've got to take such a long walk to get around there. That is such a silly setup. Oh, my lord, I'm a silly sausage. Okay, let's dig those back a little bit just so I can get some money and finish those things. I was totally not paying attention. What a derp. Okay, let's speed this up. They should be able to get it all loaded, but it's so much work just carrying stuff down there. Oh, well. But still, we are going to be significantly more defensive at this point. There we go. Ooh, well, we've actually approached a little bit closer than I intended to, frankly. Oh, you've got the large cannons. Let's try and dig through the cannon ammo, please. Like, right now. That needs to happen immediately. That's going to hurt. Ouch. Keep shooting. We've got shields. They do not. That is a big advantage for us. But those cannon rounds do so much damage. There we go. Never mind. We got to the cannon ammo, and that is all we needed to do. Wow. Do they actually have piercing potential? Either way, that was a fight that was over with a lot sooner than I was expecting. My goodness. Nevertheless, we've sorted that out now. So let's go ahead and rotate these around the way they need to be. We need to have access there, otherwise it's just going to be ridiculous. Okay, so that's that done. Let's go ahead and move these around a little bit so they're a little bit closer. And then properly armor them up. There we go. And sure, we'll have just a little side bit there. We could have something similar on this side though. Sure. Let's have a wee engine on this side. I think that would be fine. Just a tiny little one, just pushing a little bit down there. In fact, actually, that being said, we could then have two on that side if we really wanted to. And I do, actually. Yeah, I do. Let's get these into position. And then, yeah, something like this. Let's actually put some nice designs right on the back. There we go. That, I think, is quite a handsome ship. If ships could be handsome. I'm sure they can be. There we go. It would be nice if we had a little bit more energy over there. There is no point in having armor internal to the ship, I realize. Let's get rid of that. That's just silly. There is no benefits to that. But that should be good enough. It takes most of our money to do. But there we go. Alright, we made it to the end of an episode without losing our ship. Hooray for us! We have succeeded at life. And our crew have also succeeded at life, in that they're not dead. So, you know, congratulations all round. We've got plenty of ammo storage, a reasonable amount of ammo production at this point. It might, in the future, be worth us upgrading to the larger cannons on the side. Something perhaps like that, which would be glorious. But that'll have to wait for the next episode. We'll finish off just fleshing out our our capital ship here, and then we will start adding ships to the fleet. So I hope you've enjoyed and will be joining us in the next. As ever, I always look forward to any feedback you may have for me down in the comments below. But until next time, take care, everyone.